Hi there, it's Joey Remini from Seeking Balance, and I wanted to answer a question from my YouTube channel. So someone was responding to the dizzy, anxious, dizzy cycle, and I'll talk a little bit more about that too today. But their question was, does misfiring of the electrical activity in our brain happen because of inner ear signals or inner ear damage? Does it happen because of anxiety? Does it happen because of stress? And I said, well, look, it is all connected, but it's a really good conversation. And the better you can understand the way your emotional brain, your inner ear messages, and your balanced brain all work together as a team for yourself in your body, the better you'll actually be able to manage your symptoms and, as this person called them, the misfiring of their balance information or the electrical activity within the brain. So just to break it down, our brain is made up of neurons, and our neurons fire together. These are cells in our body, and they're communicating a little bit like, shaking hands with a friend. It's two people coming together, they're connecting, and we're creating communication. So our neurons are moving, they're talking to each other, they're changing, and the way our neurons connect, we call it firing. So it's actually they're sending particles from one neuron to the next. And you can measure this through EEGs, which is where this YouTube question came up about EEG, electrical activity within the brain. So our balanced brain is basically a bunch of neurons that are communicating different accelerations, rotations, tilts. It's like a compass telling us where's north, where's south, east and west. And all of these messages help us to make sense of our environment. So when we don't feel quite right, we can end up getting anxiety, stress, and that will cause new firing patterns in the emotional brain. So it's important to understand how our emotional brain will impact on the balanced brain. So they're different parts of our neural networks, but they are side by side and they do impact. So often when we feel dizzy, we're getting error signals from the ears. Not always, but often the ears are giving us incorrect signals. And then we feel... Let me see if this is still filming. Yeah, we're still filming. Okay, so then we feel dizzy, we feel stress, and that creates a loop of error signals feeding off each other. And you might think, well, why? But it does make perfect sense. When you feel unsteady, you're then going to feel vulnerable. That leads to stress, and the stress signals basically then create pathways that are confused and adding extra jargon, I suppose, for the brain to process. So it's not processing things as effectively as it would if we were relaxed, calm, stable, centered. So we're sort of getting the chaos of stress and anxiety, creating extra electrical activity, extra jargon for the brain to process. And potentially we're getting inner ear signals, also creating electrical activity and jargon for the brain to process. So it can happen from both areas. The anxiety and the stress can create the electrical activity, which can contribute to the dizzy feelings when the brain is like, I don't know what this means. Or it could be you're cool, calm and collected, but you're getting simply just inner ear signals creating electrical activity from the ears to the brain, resulting in dizzy sensations and dizzy feelings. So ultimately, you can get just stress and anxiety causing you to feel unstable and dizzy with perfect inner ears, or you could have absolutely cool, calm and collected emotional state and frame of mind, but inner ear signals creating misfiring electrical activity making you feel dizzy. Or more commonly, you'll get both. You'll actually get both the inner ear dizziness, then that will trigger off the emotional anxiety, stress, what's wrong with me, why is this happening? And then you'll actually get the full whammy of electrical activity. So I hope this helps answer your question. It's a great question. Keep submitting your questions. Best way to submit your questions is through your starter kit, or also through the masterclass sign up. You can just hit reply, say, I've got a YouTube question, and I'll do my best to answer it. So ultimately, the answer to this question was yes, electrical activity in the brain will change if we have inner ear signals that are erroneous or damaged, and our electrical activity in the brain will change with stress and anxiety. All of those are normal, and we need skills, tools, and strategies to help us address normalizing the inner ear signals so they're no longer giving off errors. And we also need skills, tools, and strategies to help ease unwanted and excessive or catastrophic stress and anxiety. So we need to interrupt any worry cycles. So I hope this is useful. There are loads of resources for you on my webpage, so use them. They're there to be used. And I'll see you along the way. So it's bye for now.